We often think of Hollywood as a gamble, place where we throw money at a script and pay. But sometimes the gamble isn't a gamble at all. It's a machine. What is the most powerful force in the global box office? Isn't the superhero or a Jedi, even a blue alien or a talking rabbit police officer? What if the real story of 2026 isn't that Disney broke another record? They broke it by conquering one market every other studio has given up on. And what if the scrappiest studio in the business, A24, just proved that you can spend 70 million on a weird, risky art film and actually make money? Welcome to Business Insights Daily. I'm your host, Sashank. Today, we're talking about records, big ones. Disney's Zootopia 2 has officially surpassed Inside Out 2 as the highest grossing animated film in Hollywood history. The film amassed $1.7 billion globally, according to Variety. Now, for context, Inside Out 2 was a monster hit. It resonated emotionally with adults and kids. But Zootopia 2, it didn't just resonate, it exploded. It opened with a record $156 million domestically. But the domestic number isn't the whole story. The real story is where the rest of the money comes from. Here's the statistic that makes every studio's executive jaw drop. Zootopia 2 garnered more than $610 million from China alone. That's right. This is unheard of in the modern era. For the last 5 years, Hollywood movies have struggled in China. Local films have dominated, and the geopolitical tension has cooled the market. But Zootopia 2 is different. The first movie is a cultural phenomenon in China. People love the characters, the message, the world building. And sequel proved that IP, intellectual property, transcends borders. Disney managed to unlock a revenue stream that everyone else was drying up. The reminder that animation travels better than almost anything else. A fox is a fox in Shanghai, New York, or London. But while Disney was printing money with animals, something equally fascinating was happening on the indie side of the house. A24's Marty Supreme has set a new record as the studio's highest grossing film in North America. It earned $80 million, officially dethroning the Oscar winning juggernaut Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. But $80 million is a rounding error for Disney. But for A24, it's massive. Now here's the catch. It wasn't a cheap little indie movie made for $5 million in the backyard. It's the studio's priciest gamble ever, with a reported $70 million production budget. From a business strategy perspective, this is a pivotal moment for A24. For a decade, they built their brand around being the cool kid studio. Low budgets, high risk, weird movies. If they flopped, it didn't hurt much. If they hit, the margins were insane. But with Marty Supreme, they stepped up on the big leagues. Spending $70 million means you can't just be cool, you have to be popular, and you need a real audience. And they pulled it off. This proves that A24 isn't just a niche brand anymore. They can market a mid-budget film to a mass audience and win. And it validates their strategy of scaling up without selling out. So, what do these two records tell us about the movie business right now? Animation is still the anchor. In a volatile world, families will still pay premium prices for high quality animated sequels. It's the safest bet in Hollywood. China is still alive. If you have the right IP, the China markets can still deliver $500 million. You just have to have the right IP. And the mid-budget movie is back. A24 proved that $70 million movie can succeed is huge news for directors who don't want to make superhero movies but need more than a shoestring budget. So whether it's a talking rabbit earning hundreds of billions of dollars and art house drama breaking records, the lesson is the same. Audiences show up. You just have to give them something worth leaving their house for. Thank you for listening to Business Insights Daily. I'm your host Sashank and we'll see you next time.